welcome to another edition of Community Tapestry. My name is Napoleon Bell, and I'm the Executive Director with the City of Columbus Community Relations Commission. We'd like to welcome you to our program. We've got a great two programs actually set up in line for you. The first segment, we're going to be talking about the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference, and the second segment, we're going to be talking about the National Night Out kickoff. So, and I've got next to me, as always, we have my co-host, Miss Tony Teague.
Hi, Napoleon. It's good to be back.
It's glad to have you here, and I understand that you were, we had a lot of rain over the last couple of weeks, and you were cooking out in the rain.
We did. Hey, we went to a friend's house, had a cookout. They were fearless.
Well,
fearless, I tell you.
If it rains, we go inside the garage or go inside the house actually and light up the old stove, and we're good to go there.
That's good. I always adore brave people.
Well, I tell you what, we've got a great program. Speaking of cooking out and having a great time, but learning from our neighbors, what have you. We're going to be talking about the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference, a big conference that is coming up involving all of the community in Central Ohio. Real excited about that. We have three lovely ladies here to talk about that and what they're doing and how they're bringing all of this together. So first of all, I'd like to introduce to our left, Summer Monahan of the Tucson Block Watch. I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
And next to her, we have Karen Dawson, who is the founder and executive director of LeaderSpark. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And then next to her, and last but not least, we have Leila Boykin, who from the Woodland Park Neighborhood Association, who also chairs the United Way Training Academy. I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Well, thank you very much. It's good to be here.
You notice how they're all wearing these multiple hats, and they're doing 1, 2, 3 different things at the same time, and managing to do them with a smile and doing it well.
Uh-oh, I think I'm outnumbered here today. So we're going to have to work on this. But with all the women power here, the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference, I'm just going to throw this out to actually any one of you. What is that about? I heard it's a big thing coming up involving all the neighborhoods. Tell me a little bit about that, any one of you.
Okay, well, the whole idea came about as a result of Columbus has a lot of neighborhoods, and a lot of neighborhood people are trying to resolve problems or create great projects in their neighborhoods, but neighborhood people don't know each other. And because they don't know each other, there's really no opportunity to share how to do something. And what we're trying to do with this conference is bring people together to share what they've done successfully in their neighborhoods, and maybe somebody else who's there will say, well, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can just ask this neighborhood group, and they can help us out if we've got the same problem.
Where did this idea come from? Because it sounds like one of those, I could have had a V8 moments. But but in the big scheme of things, it had to be born somewhere. So can you tell us a little bit about who's the brains? Who are the brain people behind this? And
is one of them sitting next to you?
Well, I don't want to take all the credit. No.
Honestly, it was really a collective effort amongst many organizations, because for us on the 14th Precinct, we, along with any organization, understands the struggles and the frustrations and getting started and keeping memberships and battling those tasks of a community, when you have a house that's run down, that type of thing. So we started networking with each other to use all of our strengths together, and we started corresponding, how did you battle this issue? And I know that's what I ended up going to Napoleon and saying, hey, we would love to see something like this citywide. And of course, he had already had that idea in his head, so.
Well, and that's a great thing, because it sounds like, as you talk about, Leila, and both you, Summer, about people are doing great things all over the city of Columbus on addressing whether crime issues or whatever issues that are happening in their community. So now, what they're going to do, it sounds like train the trainer type of thing. Come in and hear from actually the people who have done it.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
And when peers talk to peers, it's really powerful.
Right.
So that it's not just having someone who either has a lot of money or a lot of power saying, oh, anyone could do it, but hearing from the people who actually have done these things and learning from them.
There are two things. The first is, if you'd like to call in and talk to us briefly, if you have a question for one of our lovely guests, or if you'd like to share a great experience, please call us at 645-6557. That's
645-6557.
It's always a collective effort. And the second piece of that question is, You know, I remember sitting back in the green room just a little while ago with you all, and you were talking about some of the sponsors and the ways that you're pulling things together for even your national night out. But I was hearing some great collaboration going by. You know, it just tells me about the spirit of sharing and how willing you are to share. How has that spirit helped you with your collective work in getting this together?
Well, you know, actually, the big group that meets to design the conference is really just a wonderful group of people to work with because everybody wants to see it happen. And as a matter of fact, we came up with a wonderful slogan for the conference, and it's "We make it happen, you can too." And with that, we think that many people will be eager to offer to present their projects and their solutions.
Okay.
to
No, wait,
that.
what was that again? Say that catchphrase again, because we want to make sure that catchphrase is
Yes.
out there and that when people hear it, they know what we're talking about. What was that again?
It's "We make it happen, you can too."
We make it happen. You can too.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's. I mean, and apparently there's going to be a lot of that showing about we make it happen. You can too. And speaking of the youth, because Karen, you're involved in Leader Spark. You know, you're executive director and founder. And how has Leader Spark? I mean, what is your position or role within this conference?
Well, I think a really important one, actually. So often as we talk about hearing other people's voices, hearing what other people can contribute, we oftentimes don't think of our young people. And they are potentially incredibly powerful and effective resources, not only in their schools, but in their neighborhoods. And so often we don't look at neighborhood projects as being intergenerational or involving young people in leadership roles. And that's been my work for the last 22 years. So I provide leadership skills development training to young people, primarily high school students. And it's just incredible that they can, in fact, change the culture of their schools. We know a lot from research how important peer influence is. And when you have young people up there actually helping to make decisions, helping to make change, it highlights something that I think is incredibly motivating to other young people. So it's an important piece of neighborhoods is their youth.
Wow. What will their role be?
Yeah.
What will the young people's role be in this conference? Will they be facilitating a session?
Right, there'll be a youth-led workshop. They're putting together, Lila and I were both involved. We did some training the last couple of days with a teen committee that's been formed from youth from all over the city.
Wow.
And they put together 2 projects that they're going to work on this summer, and they've done action planning on it. And so they're looking at the impact on interpersonal relationships, which of course are incredibly important at a neighborhood level, and specifically looking at bullying issues
Okay.
and conflict, and not only understanding it, but looking at how young people could help change those dynamics and those cycles. And they're also looking at young people as mentors, again, working with younger children. So they're going to be actually developing and leading workshops in the morning and afternoon. They'll be doing PowerPoints, they'll be doing videos, they're going to be doing everything
Wow.
that all the adults are going to be doing, putting this together.
Wow.
Very, very powerful.
Out of the mouths and actions of babes, huh?
No doubt.
Well,
no doubt.
and you know, I think probably one of the biggest misconceptions about, you know, teenagers and youth today is that they are the nuisance. When people see them hanging out, it's, oh my goodness, you know, there's the issue. And it's not that way. When you reach out to the youth, they actually have a lot of input and a lot of really valuable stuff to say. And they care just as much about their community as any of us do.
Yes, they do. And they have tremendous concerns about what's going on.
Yeah, because you can learn so much from the youth nowadays, from the kids nowadays, just about what's going on in their community. So often we want to like, oh, well, you know, they're doing their thing, but this is going to be a way for the adults to be more involved in the youth and better understand the youth. You know, and actually hearing a presentation coming from their mouth will be so powerful.
It's pretty much the same thing we've said about people learning from people. Again, I think youth will learn from other youth, but I'm hoping adults will also learn how to be more effective in working with the young people in their community.
The important thing is that these young people represent the communities of tomorrow. And we're not going to be energetic forever. And it's nice to know that there are a group of young people who are willing to take on leadership roles.
I know that just from my own experience in my current neighborhood as the grown-up in the neighborhood, and now, you know, they see me as one of the older grown-ups in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
which just cracks me up. But, you know, I think about the way that I am in my neighborhood. If I see, you know, one of the kids that, you know, you skinned your knee, or, you know, your parents aren't home yet, you may be locked out of the house, or you need a ride to school, or you're playing in somebody's yard and you know they don't want you in their flowers. Whatever that situation is, I'm actually modeling that behavior, you know, from Mrs. Krupp in my old neighborhood. Because I remember she'd say, now you know you're not supposed to be over there. What are you doing over there? You know, so I think that modeling and mimicking is good. But can you tell us a little bit more about, so that our viewing audience can feel excited and want to be engaged and even register to come to the conference? Can you tell us a little bit more about what people will expect and what the agenda for the day may look like as you're still developing it?
Okay, well, first of all, we're going to send out an invitation to present to neighborhood groups. We're going to do it online.
Okay.
And for those who don't have access to the internet, we'll be mailing the invitations out to them, and we're going to simply ask them, you know, what was your successful project and how did you do it? And who's going to present?
Okay.
We're making it very simple
Okay.
for that to happen.
That's right.
And also, we'll make it available for people to register online, and a registration fee is $5. And we're hoping that with that kind of easy access to the registration form and to the invitation to present, that we will get just a huge number of people who want to be involved, and really want people to understand that we're not saying you have to be a PhD to do that, but if you led your neighborhood through a successful project, be it establishing a block watch, starting a community garden in a vacant lot, getting rid of abandoned housing, we want you to come and share your success story with other people who may be struggling with the same situations.
So you say it's $5 to get in,
Yes.
to go to the event, and they're going to be able to sign up online.
Yes.
Now also, I believe they can also call actually our office also if they want to register that way until we
Yes.
get, and that's at 645-1993. So if we're working in conjunction with the group, with the United Way and all the different agencies. So if you want to be involved also, make sure you give us a call at our office at 645-1993. Talk with Karen, and she'll take care of you. Karen's going to love that when I tell her
Yes.
about it. But,
A different Karen.
She knows
a
now.
different Karen, not this Karen, another Karen. So be sure to do that, because I think, how many people can we hold in oh, matter of fact, well, where's it going to be held at?
Oh,
Talk about
that's right.
that.
We did forget. We're going to be using the downtown high school.
Great,
There's plenty of free parking.
Right.
great.
It's a great facility, and we'll have lunch there, so nobody has to travel out to get lunch. And we'll have an opportunity toward the end of the day for neighborhood groups and individuals to network.
Okay. And what time is the event?
Registration starts at 8. We're going to have
8 a.m.?
8 a.m.
Okay.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
8 a.m.
All right.
And we've invited the mayor and Superintendent Gene Harris to kind of kick off the conference.
Nice.
And once we're done with that, we'll start with our morning sessions, break for lunch, have our afternoon sessions. Some individuals may repeat, some may not. They may do a different presentation. We're probably going to be giving out some certificates to recognize groups and thank you for coming, for sharing this year. That's real important for us to do.
And we're also hoping that we'll have high school students as well.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
not just for adults.
Okay.
That we'd like younger people to come and not only see their peers and things that they're able to do, but to start interacting with the adults in their neighborhoods and hopefully get motivated to start working together.
Yeah, because I'm sure that they can learn also a lot. I mean, for kids just coming in to not necessarily to be a part of the workshop, but to be a part of the
right.
audience
Yes.
can learn a lot, because, as you say, there are our future leaders, our future
Yes.
people in the community who are going to be doing these things and you know, to help their various communities. So.
And I don't know any civic association that hasn't said at one time or another, we need to get younger people here, you know, that we're getting ready to retire, or, you know, the leadership isn't going to be here forever, and who's going to take our place.
Right.
So we really need to, at a neighborhood level, begin to work with younger people, residents who are going to be staying in that neighborhood, and starting to engage them in civic concerns, as well as how to improve their neighborhood. And this kind of conference, because it's so grassroots and based on neighborhoods and neighborhood groups, it's not threatening. It's really
welcoming.
It's welcoming.
it is,
It's really
it is.
people talking to their neighbors, and
Well,
that's pretty powerful.
I know, Karen, that when you're talking about, you know, the youth being the future leaders, I'm remembering that they're also the current leaders. Because if you need eyes and ears, and I think, Summer, you were saying you have 750
We have over
people.
750 members in our Block Watch.
See, and you know, a large part of those eyes, if you really want to know what's going on in the neighborhood, don't just look to your retired neighbors who look through the curtains and know what's going on. The kids know what's going on in the
always
nooks and the
know. Yes, they
crannies
do.
of the neighborhood.
Well, and we actually even have families where their children, ages 16 and up, they're wanting to be a part of the community, are Block Watch members. So, you know, we have actually included those younger individuals who are interested in it. And in the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference, just to let you know, we actually do have that up on Facebook now.
Okay.
What's the
So
Facebook
we're in the
page?
process. I don't know the page offhand. I apologize. But we're in the process of updating everything. So we're actually going to be able to have people link to us on Facebook, and we'll be able to upload all of the information on there for individuals. You know, when the date is, the specific.
And it's going to be a
Let's put 'em
page
up.
specifically for the conference?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So it will have all of the details on there, and a link also for people to register online.
Oh, you have plenty of young people there then.
Right.
Although I don't
Yes.
know, I think I got told that the young people got off because the old people like us got
Or,
on.
yeah, right.
It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday. So
Okay,
October
so,
Yes.
2nd is
everybody
Saturday.
everybody can make it there on a Saturday.
Yeah, and we're feeding people, right? There's food.
Yes,
Right.
there's
There's
food.
food
There is
there.
Brings
lunch.
people together.
Yes.
Right. Right, and that's what probably the $5 covers is the food
Yes.
and what have you. But and I also understand that there's going to be booths set up around the within
Yes.
there, talking with Block Watch information and or association and different agencies
Yes.
that serve the community. So
Yes.
are we reaching out to those agencies that also provide services to the community to come set up their booths or what have you?
Yes, we are. And we've even made it possible for the neighborhood groups who don't get selected to present to have a table with their information and be a part of the networking, as well as other agencies that work with neighborhood organizations. And we're inviting them to come, have a table, and provide information. So if you share the information, you know, knowledge is powerful, and the more knowledge that people have, especially neighborhood people, trying to resolve issues and problems or create projects for their neighborhood, the better off they're going to be and the more effective they're going to be.
Now, I don't know if either one of you want to, we don't have a particular person in mind for this question, but when you're talking about best practices and how long you've been involved with your neighborhood associations and with Leaders Spark, do you have any best practice stories or just stories, success stories that you could share with our viewing audience? That way they have an idea of, you know, oh yeah, that's what they're talking about.
You know, at the Tucson Block Watch, we actually, we have a lot of people who call us and they say, you know, how did you accomplish that? You know, we've seen our crime go down. And the best advice that I can give anybody is we learned from the beginning, we sat back and we listened to the community and we said, okay, what is it that you are most concerned about? You know, is it the people hanging out at the park? Is it this? Is it that? And we put all of that together and we realized, you know, in order to combat these issues, it's not a matter of identifying and dealing with one specific issue. It's a matter of addressing all of them, but taking away those things that make it so difficult for them to be able to accomplish what they're doing. And Independence Park was just a huge one because we had gang members that had taken back over, and we worked with various agencies. We worked with Parks and Recs, we worked with the city transportation, we worked with Groveport Madison property, and we went in, we changed the hours of operation. We worked with the police department on their response and the community. We secured a grant and had additional lighting put in the park. No trespassing from dusk till dawn. The courts adjacent to those, no parking. So we made it near impossible for individuals to actually hang out and to continue to sell drugs, or for prostitutes to hang out and that type of thing. So, you know, biggest thing is, I think, with any of the projects that we've been able to accomplish throughout any of the communities, is being able to utilize all of those resources. And with the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference, having some of those resources there available for those who are presenting, to be able to say, you know, we were able to tap into Parks and Recs, we were able to tap into the city, and we were able to tap into the police department and school districts and everything, and having individuals there to say, yes, we can help you with these issues, it's going to be a huge.
And that is huge, because it also, just by you saying this, and probably by the people watching on the program, are saying, well, that's how you collaborate with all these different agencies to get this done. Because a lot of people would just go, well, I'll call the police and that's it. Why aren't they doing something about it?
Yes.
But you looked at a way of, how am I going to solve this long term?
Well, and you know, with Independence Park, we have the Independence Park, and we have Groveport Madison property that is just adjacent to it. And we were having, even though the park hours stated that the park was closed, when police would show up, everybody would just step over the property line to Groveport Madison, and they were no longer trespassing. So, you know, the police would say, okay, you know, there's nothing that we can do about it. So we worked with the Groveport Madison School District, and they posted no trespassing from dusk till dawn to mirror the hours of the park. So, you know, it really is a matter of communication with both your community and understanding what resources you have the ability to work with to address an issue.
One of our very recent success stories, and we're still in the process, but our neighborhood association is immediately east of OSU East Hospital. And as you know, the city and OSU are going to do a major reinvestment in the community. So our association decided that we should have a committee to put together a set of recommendations and an offer to work with the hospital to create a win-win situation for everybody involved. And I'm so happy to say that that went very well. We attended their community forum and discovered many of the recommendations we had made were things that they've already thought about. And we've offered some of our people who have skills and knowledge in certain areas that are critical for part of the reinvestment, have volunteered to work along with the individuals at OSU East. So we're looking forward to this being a really great experience and to see some good things happening in our neighborhood.
This is phenomenal.
I'll give you another example on best practices. And this gets into that intergenerational model I was mentioning. We were working did a Leader Spark on the South Side with Southside Settlement House, and it was intergenerational. And I won't mention her name, but although she said this publicly at a United Way meeting, is that she saw youth on the street corner and thought they were all gang members. She was basically afraid of the young people in her community. And going through Leader Spark with them and talking about community problems and what they needed to do together, she said, one, I learned that they care, they have opinions, but they have good ideas, and I built relationships with young people. So I see them on the street, I talk to them, I'm not afraid of them anymore. That is, again, real power in terms of how to make change. And we've done programs in the Franklinton area, and some of the Leader Spark service projects that have come out of that have included Graffiti Paint Out Day, where they identified 125 sites, graffiti, huge amount of graffiti in the area, and then helped organize with adults, again, working with very collaboratively to do this large paint out day with lots of residents, lots of volunteers coming together with a well-planned action plan of what they were going to do with it.
Wow.
See, that's what makes a difference. It really does. The three best practice stories that I've heard is that's what makes a difference in communities, because you have all come together to make this thing happen. So at this conference, you can learn so much more about things that just you three have done, but so many other communities around the Columbus, Ohio. And actually, you know, is this open to anybody? I mean, just not Franklin County, but anybody in our viewing audience?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And once we go online, and as a matter of fact, I believe Radio 1 is going to help us with advertising, so that we'll really have a lot of outreach, and people will know where to access the invitations to present and how to register.
Now, if someone wants to contact you immediately without bothering Karen in the office, no, but I'm sure anybody, you know, we're always happy to take the calls. But if they want to connect with you, how would they do that?
Actually, the best thing to do is to contact Sharon Ware at United Way.
Okay.
Okay. And do we have a number for her, or just be the general United Way number?
Just be the general United Way number. That's 227-2700, and ask for Sharon Ware.
She's a partnership center.
Yeah.
In the partnership
Center, yes.
Well, they do great work there. I mean,
Yes,
you know,
do.
they do a lot of training there and really work with the community. So
And they've funded a lot of these neighborhood projects.
Yes.
So
And they give great guidance.
major part of this best practices conference. So our hats off. First of all, we know it's Sharon Ware who's done so much work on this program.
Yes.
And if I could just mention that the next Training Academy calendar will be out in August
Okay.
for people who want to take classes.
There you
Neighborhood
go.
groups who want to take
And
classes.
again, those are either free or very low cost.
Okay.
Yes.
And they can go to the United Way of Central Ohio's website.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, one thing I just wanted to follow up with you, Karen, in regards to LeaderSpark, about what you're doing there. How do youth get involved in that? I mean, do they come to you to get involved, or is it something that you go to just particular schools?
Well, we really partner with a lot of organizations in the community, because what I think is the strong model is for the adults who are around the youth to also be trained, so that they are not only supportive of the young people they work with, but could encourage them, so that we look at sustainable skills. Folks could always go on our website, www.leaderspark.org, so just leaderspark.org. There's lots of information about the program, including getting our newsletter. Could certainly always call our office, 442-7899, and I'd be happy to talk with anyone. We have programs in a number of neighborhoods under United Way. It's called Leadership for Change, because we basically provide people with the tools. They can make their own decisions, and they can make changes that they want to make in their neighborhoods. So training is really important as part of this, for youth and for adults. And I'll just hold it up. So there's a written curriculum.
The LeaderSpark curriculum right there.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's interactive, it's practical, it's how to do things, and then we give them practice, and we look at immediate application, and that's what makes it successful. They're using these skills immediately, so they're engaged.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate all of you for being here, and I can't wait to the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference on October 2nd,
Right.
9 a.m., or registration starts at 8 a.m.
8.
Program starts at 9, the
Right.
workshop starts at 9 till 4 o'clock
Yes.
at the downtown
High
neighborhood.
High school.
Downtown High School.
Right by United Way.
Right next to United Way, across the
Yes.
street.
Yeah.
All right, well, make sure the viewing audience get out there and get registered for this program, for this conference. It's going to be a great conference. Learn everything that you need to know about making your community safer, building community, whatever it might be to raise your family and have a great place to live.
That's right. And what's the
Great
phrase
ideas.
again? We
What's the
make it.
place?
We make it happen, you can too.
We make it happen, you can
so
too.
Yes.
So we made it happen today on the program, so we appreciate you being here. And next up, don't go away, because we are going to be talking about National Night Out, the kickoff of National Night Out coming up very soon. We'll be talking to individuals representing that, and so be sure to get your phone close to you, because if you want to call, 645-6557. All right, we'll see you in just a moment after these words. Welcome back to our second segment of Community Tapestry. Glad to have you back for a second segment because we have some great information and a great group of people here talking about National Night Out. And if you haven't heard about National Night Out, I don't think you live in the city of Columbus or even close to Ohio, because it's a nationwide celebration. And who we have here with us this time is actually no stranger to the program. First of all, Lieutenant Donald Cade, the lieutenant within the Columbus Police Department, Strategic Response Bureau. I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
Next to him, we have Lisa Boggs of the South Ogden Block Watch. We'd like to welcome you to the program. And then next to her, we have Corey Klein of Target. I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I got to turn to Lieutenant Cade first of all, because the National Night Out. What is that for somebody who says, what is National Night Out?
Night Out.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that first off.
You know, National Night Out is an opportunity for the community, businesses, and the police department to come together in a battle against crime. All the city departments come out together, and we have a neighborhood bash. You know, lights on in the community or lights out to crime.
All right.
All right, so turn your light on during National Night Out.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Okay. So, by the way, if you want to give us a call and ask questions of our panelists here talking about National Night Out, make sure you do that at 645-6557. That's 645-6557. I want to make sure you give us a call and with your question or your comment. Now, you say it's about neighborhoods and putting a night out on crime. Now, this is the kickoff, though, for National Night Out. What is it?
Actually, on July 10th, we're going to have the National Night Out kickoff, and it's going to be in Westgate Park. It's going to be a really great activity. It's going to be fun for the kids. We're going to have free entertainment. We're going to have free food. We're going to have giveaways, and this is all to bring the community together. They'll have an opportunity to meet various businesses that are going to be out there. Target's going to be out there. Home Depot will be out there. And by the way, Target is our national sponsor. Yes, is the national sponsor. And if anybody is interested in becoming a part of this part of Block Watches and also the National Night Out, what they can do is, first of all, they can call the police department, 645-4610-4610, and they can ask for the community liaison section, and we will hook them up with one of the community liaison officers, and we'll give them the information that they need, and they'll be able to sign up right there.
Give us that number one more time.
645-4610.
Okay.
That'll be 645-4610. And they can also go to, for more information, one of the things that they can do is sign up through National Town Watch. It will be www.nationaltownwatch.org, and they can go directly to that website and sign up. And at that time, when they sign up, they'll be able to get purchase T-shirts, ball caps, and aprons and different things like that for the cookout, you know, flashlights, just all type of things. And the money goes to support National Night Out. And it also goes to advertise National Night Out. And it's such a great activity that, like they said, they're done throughout the country.
Now, you said that the kickoff is July 10th at Westgate Park.
Yes, the kickoff is July 10th, and it's at Westgate Park. We're going to have Franklin County Sheriff's Department there. Once again, Target's going to be there. And this activity is, once again, to bring the communities together and give communities an opportunity not only to sign up for National Night Out, but also to sign up to become a part of Block Watches.
Great. So when is that's the kickoff. So when is the actual date of National Night Out?
The actual date of National Night Out is going to be August 3rd. It's always the first Tuesday in August. It'll be August 3rd this year, and it'll be from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. in most communities.
Okay.
In most communities. That's good to know.
Well, speaking of communities, we've got to turn to Miss Lisa Boggs there, and you know, since communities get involved, I guess on August 3rd with the National Night Out, what does your community do? I mean, and why are you guys involved in this?
Well, for us, it's a celebration of everything that's good with our neighborhood, and we usually try to get the community leaders, the police department, of course, the fire department, businesses. Target helps. We couldn't do it without Target. They do grill our food for us and provide our volunteers for us, and we get together and
have a good time.
yes.
So, well, you know, you did state something about grilling. so there's a lot of food there. So
Right.
so you know, it sounds like when people talk about food, I can come out and get a bite to eat, or I can you know, just because you know, I'll come out with a police officer and say, hey, let me come out and you know, partake in the festivities at your particular block watch. I mean, you want people to come and be involved.
Right.
And food brings people together, don't you think?
It does.
It brings people together, and it's great to see the different companies involved.
Right.
Tell us, what will people experience then when they come to your event?
Well, a lot of togetherness, the neighborhood getting together, talking about different issues, and talking with you know, our elected officials and the different businesses, just coming together to enjoy a night together.
And how long have you been involved with this? Because you were talking, and every time you talk about it, you have this sparkle in your eye, and I'm going, wow. And how many years have you been involved?
5 years. This will be the 6th National Night Out for us.
Wow.
And it gets bigger every year.
Well, and that's great, because it sounds like, you know, you talk about, well, the community just gets together, but this is actually, I mean, you're networking. You know, so often people don't know the next door neighbor,
Right.
you know, or the person down the street.
Right.
But by doing National Night Out, it sounds like, you know, and being a part of that you're putting the lights on, but also
Right.
you're bringing people together to break bread. And so that brings
Exactly.
people,
It's
so
a
you get
lot
to
of
know your neighbors.
fellowship, definitely. There's a lot of people who did not know each other before National Night Out, and now they're friends, and you know, hanging over the fence, talking to each other. So it's a good activity for us every year.
How many people, or how many people or homes are involved in your community?
Well, our block watch is 70 homes, but we invite the surrounding area too, because they live behind us, and we invite those folks too. So usually we have about 200 people
Wow.
out in front of our house. So it's pretty nice.
That's a big party, and hopefully the police are there to help, you know, because people on the street and kind of help you out there, and I'm sure the liaisons, if mistaken,
Right.
You know what? Actually, they don't
go.
need the police there because they have the veterans there. I mean, it is quite an activity. She's really being modest in some of the things that they do. It's not just a cookout. They have the veterans were marching last year.
It's a very
came
patriotic
down.
event
Okay.
as well.
Absolutely. They had the
Singing
Columbus Zoo.
Buckeyes, sing the national anthem, and it's really nice to look around your street. You look down the street, the tree-lined street, and all the folks are just out there with their hands over their heart and singing the national anthem. It's really, really special. It touches your heart.
Well, we got to come out to the South Ogden Block Watch area,
Yes.
right?
On the west side.
Right off of
side.
Mound Street.
All right.
Okay. That's great. Well, and it sounds like, you know, I want to turn to Corey down there, Mr. Corey Klein of Target. It sounds like this can, you know, this is hard to happen without you being a major sponsor year after year. That's incredible. How did Target get involved in this?
Target's been a big proponent of, they call it Target Blue, or law enforcement partnerships. Without law enforcement and the partnership between retailers and businesses, without us uniting to affect the areas that we operate in, you know, we can't make a dent in the crime in those areas. So this is one of our opportunities that we have to partner, to get to know Lieutenant Cade, get to know our liaison officer, and really talk about the issues within the neighborhood. We make a concerted effort to meet with local law enforcement once a quarter, see what the crime trends in the area are, and so what we can do to help, you know, whether it be volunteer to, you know, National Night is just one of the things we do. Maybe we want to go help them with crime prevention, or maybe we want to donate whatever kind of police equipment or gift cards to help them buy things that they need for events. Target recognizes that in order to operate in a community, we want the community to be safe and secure for everybody. So this is that's how we got involved. It's basically law enforcement partnerships and making sure that we're stepping out and saying, hey, we'd like to be partners with you and making the community better.
Yeah, and it sounds like, you know, you started out as a law enforcement partnership, but now it seems like a community partnership because they really rely on you working together with them, you know, through National Night Out, and it sounds like ongoing.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
throughout the year. So that's a great partnership to have and a staple within the community. So.
And I know that's one of the reasons, as a member of the community, you know, I really support businesses that support the things that are important to me in my community. So, you know, when I go to community events and I, you know, do see Target, then it puts it in my mind to say, you know what, you support me, therefore I'm more likely to support you. So thank you.
You know, another thing you mentioned about support of the community is also The city is involved with this with Neighborhood Pride. Neighborhood Pride is, they come together with all the city services in one time, in 1 week, and they go through the neighborhood with code enforcement, trash, they have Department of Development, and they go throughout the communities and they work with the police department and local businesses on board, and everything is done through the Pride, other than the contributions that are made by the city, are done by the businesses around. A lot of the people that are going to be here that will be cooking beside Target at other organizations will be members of the community and businesses that have donated hot dogs and hamburgers and different things like that. So.
Now, I do know that Target does a little bit more than cook, because I went out to the last one, I think it was at Barnett Recreation Center, and Target must have brought out, I don't know, 100 people, 100 employees from Target. I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
He's trying to hold back your
Yeah,
smile.
I know, but
He's trying to hold it back.
it
Hold it
really
back.
was. I mean, they really put a lot into this, and I really, I know the community really appreciates that, and then also all the work of National Night Out, just the police department and the communities coming together, because in our office we're building community, and that's what we want to do is help any way that we can, and I know that is what National Night Out does, along with the block watches and civic associations. So some great work that's going on out there in the community. Now, once again, though, for our viewing audience, let me make sure I let you know, if you want to call in, if you just joined us, you can call in. It's a live show to 645-6557. That's 645-6557. Give us a call with your question or your comment of the panelists or ourselves, and we'll be glad to answer those. So let me ask you, can anybody, Lieutenant Kate, can anybody get involved in, do you have to be a block watch or to be involved in National Night Out? Can you be just a smaller group of people, like let's say a block, but they're not considered a block watch yet? Can they say, I want to do it. I want to turn my light on. I want to bring the community together. Can they get involved that way too?
Yes, they can, exactly. And that's one of the reasons I also gave out the National Town Watch Organization number. They can sign up through them. And they can also call us with the police department, because we'd love to come out and just talk with the members with the hopes of starting a block watch in the area. Some people may not want to be called a block watch. They may want to be called something else. But just having that relationship with the police and the community and also show them how to partner with businesses is a very important aspect of National Night Out. Because one of the things the police department does, just besides National Night Out, it opens up an opportunity just for us to come out and talk to them about safety. We'll talk to them about concepts such as CEPTEP, crime prevention through environmental design. Could be something as simple as cutting back your bushes so that somebody can't hide behind them. Exactly. Or using 3-inch nails in your door rather than the 1-inch nail, so that if somebody goes to kick your door, you can't get in. It could also be installing night lighting around your house. And we talk about all those things. And another thing that's going to occur at the National Night Out Kickoff is that we're going to have a gun violence prevention program that's going to be going on. Okay. And we'll be talking about how to prevent gun violence in your home and in your community, and as well as reasons that you need to secure your firearms, because we're losing far too many kids to accidental shootings and things like that. So that's some of the things that we'll be talking about, not only at National Night Out, not only at the kickoff, but by contacting us, becoming a part of National Night Out, it opens up the doors of opportunity for us to come up and educate your church group, your business organization, or whatever it might be in the various aspects of safety.
That's great. Well, and I'm thinking about, the fact that you're involved with this program year after year, which means that there's got to be some good results that are coming from it. What results have you seen in the whole community, in your community, and even from the business? What have been some of the benefits, and why do you continue to do this year after year?
Well, for me, for the police department, one of the things that it's done is it's opened up an opportunity for us to network and for us to help suppress crime within the community. It's also given us an opportunity to work with community members to educate them and empower them on how they can do things other than call the police, for example. We've talked to them. A lot of problems begin in the community because it looks unkempt and untidy. There's a broken windows theory that if you allow one window to go broken, next there'll be two, and then next crime will move in. So we talk to them about not only aspects of crime, but how to go about just, making your place a better place to live. And we go out and we do neighborhood cleanups and what have you with the community. So the people see that there's pride in this community, and that sends a message saying that, crime is not welcome here. So there's other aspects, and I'll let you mention it.
Building relationships with our police department and seeing the police department in a very positive environment night out is very good for the neighborhood, and they enjoy that. They enjoy socializing with the police officers, and
well, and that's what I'm hearing, throughout this is that, talking to, and you're building those relationships, because probably so often the average community person doesn't get to have the time to speak with their officer from their local area, and so this then allows them to, hey, talk to, because some people don't see an officer as a normal human being. They're supposed to be, or part of the community. So when they see him out, it's that opportunity to say, hey, I can actually go up and talk to him and touch him and this, that, and the other, and say, now I understand, and build that relationship. So it's relationship building. And I'm sure also for Target, you being out in the community, not everybody has that chance to, yeah, you can go shop at Target this, and you see the people behind the desk and getting the money, but you don't actually know the persons, or that are really behind it, and show the outpouring of care that you guys have shown by being involved in this, year after year.
It's nice to be able to see those customers outside of that regular brick and mortar, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to get out of the building too. It's supposed to be. I heard a big time sunny day that day, and all that beautiful out, 70 degrees.
What really impressed me beyond just with Target was that just beyond National Night Out, they do other things in the community. And it was, I believe it was Windsor Elementary School. This was 2 years ago I went over. It was right before the election. And they had about 90 to 100 volunteers in the school. They put murals up around the school, cleaned it up, helped build a new library, and they also did a beautiful job, and they did it in one day. It was amazing. You talk about the makeovers that you see on TV. This was a makeover of Windsor Elementary School.
Wow.
That's the Target Army.
That's it. That's it.
We got to start calling it now. Just the Target Army is, coming out.
But I'd also like to bring up the fire department. The fire department plays a major role in this event, and we could not do it and pull it off and be in all the places without the assistance of the fire department. They have their trucks out, they have their bomb squad out, and all their equipment out, and the firemen are out sharing in the community just like the police department.
So you have the fire department trucks and all that, the police department's all their apparatus out there, the community out there now, and they're going to be grilling out too. You guys are going to be grilling out? There's a big party going on.
Oh, absolutely. Westgate Park, we're going to have the sheriff's department is really pitching in heavy this time. They have a large tent. I was calling it a GARP tent, but whatever it's called. It's just a big, huge tent that you can, it's air conditioned, you can bring cars inside, and you can also put on a performance inside. And that's a couple things that we are going to do.
Well, and I understand that I think we have some slides of some previous National Night Out. I believe we have them queued up. If we could go take a look at those slides, because now talk to us a little bit about this here.
This is an event that was in 2008, I believe, and it was done on the south side. And as you see kids, it's not just a grown-up event. The youth come out and they just have a good time. They're cooking food. Parents are, there's a lot of food out there. They're out sharing, they're breaking bread and what have you, just having a good time. At the event that we're going to have, as you can see here, at the kickoff event, we have large blow-up toys that the kids can jump in and play with the balls and what have you.
And that looks like a neighborhood event there.
And this is a neighborhood event. As I spoke before, this is the fire department that's out there, and Officer Scott Klinger, who is our 18th Precinct CLO, is out just talking to the community. Also, the Chief of Police comes out to all of these events, to many of the events and what have you. So
that's phenomenal.
Absolutely. And Mayor Coleman, a major part of the event also, he comes out and often goes over to Ogden.
City Council as well.
Yes.
I think I'm going to Ogden this time too because they're cooking.
Right.
Coast Eye on Wheels comes out and demonstrates. We have the Columbus Zoo. They've committed this year. They bring out their animals. A lot of times the kids don't get a chance to go that far out to the zoo, so they bring the zoo to the kids. Yes,
That's
it's
wonderful.
really
That
nice.
is. That really
Really
is.
nice.
Well, and speaking of National Night Out, do you know, Lieutenant, how this all got started? I mean, when did National Night Out start, and why?
You know, I can tell you that it started 27 years ago. Now, Target might be able to give you a little bit more history on that.
Okay.
It started out of a need to, one of the national, what is it called, National Association of Town Watch, they recognized that they needed a national event in order to boost crime prevention and crime awareness. So they got together and they set up this night out, and it's grown. I think last year there was 36 million people that were involved all over the U.S. and the 50 states. Over 9,000 Target employees that participated. So the main reason it started is, you know, they had the crime popping up and they realized that they needed a national event to kind of say, hey, we're stepping up together and we're going to go out and, you know, as a community, we're going to try to impact crime. So
that unity of all over, this is all over the nation.
yeah, it's all
that
over
this
the
happens.
nation, yep.
Wow, it'd be interesting to see many of the pictures, or would you guys have some pictures like that that would show, I mean, that'd be very interesting to see the different National Night Out programs all around the country.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you'd like to see those all over the country, you can go out to nationalnightout.org. Not only can you sign up to participate in National Night Out, and we'd ask that if you sign up at the website, you also notify the police department so that we'll be able to send people out to the various things that are going on in the community.
This is great. Well, we can definitely see the big
Community
spark.
activities.
We can see the spark in your eye as well, and just
this is a great time.
Yeah, yeah. And it sounds like there's a lot of work that goes into doing National Night Out and some of the day-to-day, but it looks to me like it's all well worth it.
Worth it.
Now, who else, I mean, are there any other agencies that, or departments or sponsors that are involved in National Night Out?
Lowe's is also involved in National Night Out. As a matter of fact, last year Lowe's gave away a large barbecue, a very lovely barbecue grill, to the Block Watch chairperson that came to participate. People that come out and they join up, and the Block Watch chairman that come out to this organization, the first ones that get signed up will have an opportunity to participate in the drawing this year. Okay. As a matter of fact, this year both Target and Lowe's are contributing for some of the giveaways that we'll be having. Also, the FOP and the firemen's organization, Firefighter Union, is also contributing.
So, could I sign up somehow to be part of that drawing?
Well,
You mean you in
actually,
particular?
Well,
your community can sign up.
oh, my
you know.
community can sign up.
Absolutely. And if you would like to become a Block Watch chairperson, we'd love to have you participate.
Okay.
But there's a connection. There is one thing that you need to do in order to become a Block Watch chairman and organization. You do need to have several meetings that we can explain how everything is set up.
So people can start doing that now,
Absolutely.
in advance of the event.
Yes. And to do that, once again, you can call 645-4610, which is the community liaison section of
And
the
they'll get
Strategic
you,
Response Bureau.
hopefully?
They will get someone that will direct them to the proper community liaison officer.
Okay.
You've got to have a special number to
Right.
get to him.
The bat number, we're
Right.
looking for that one.
Actually, if you want the bat phone, it is 645-4002. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll do whatever I can to get you signed up
All
to
right,
become
now,
a Block Watch member
once
also.
again, what's the date of the kickoff? Where is it?
The kickoff is going to be at Westgate Park, and that is going to be July 10th.
July 10th at Westgate
And the
Park.
time is going to be from 11 to 3 p.m., 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to have the helicopter there. We're going to have fire trucks there. We're going to have the bomb squad there, K-9 unit, horse patrol, and there's just going to be a great deal of activity going on.
Look forward to it.
Right.
Look forward to it. And
Developing
call
it.
your number in case they want more information or directions how to get to Westgate Park or whatever it might be.
Yes, if you want more information on Westgate Park, once again, I'll give you 645-4610.
Great. Now, and then the National Night Out for everyone, for all the communities. The date?
The date is August 3rd, and that will be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in your community. And one way to find out where block watches and what have you are in your community is you can go to www.citizenobserver.com. citizenobserver.com, and you can sign up for police alerts, no matter where you are in the country, actually. But you can sign up for police alerts, and we will be putting out about activities leading up to National Night Out and the National Night Out kickoff. You can also go to the Columbus Police website, which is columbuspolice.org, and you can sign up under alerts for that at that time.
All right, all right. Now, and Lisa Boggs, South Ogden Block Watch.
Right.
Everybody's coming to that one
Yes.
on August 3rd, 6
Right.
p.m.
6 o'clock p.m.
6 p.m. to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and
Right.
Target, we can come there at any time. You're open 24 hours, right?
Well, you're always welcome.
Right, right. Well, we do appreciate, you know,
Thank
the
you.
sponsorship and all the things that Target has done. Appreciate both what the community's been doing, Lieutenant Kate and the National Night Out and everything that the police with the Strategic Response Bureau, they do. Great work, great work. So we appreciate that so much. And appreciate you,
Thank you very much.
for being here. And feel free to give us a call at any time. Our number actually is 645-1993 in case you want more information about National Night Out. If you can't get a hold or can't get the bat number, give us a call. We'll help you out. But we appreciate you, the community, for allowing us into your home to partake in some of the information both for National Night Out and the Best Practices the Neighborhood Best Practices Conference.
Great things going on in
and
the
you know what?
community.
They're making it happen
Yes,
too.
they are.
All
They're
right.
making it happen.
So thanks once again, and you guys have a great evening, a great week, and
Take
take
good care.
All right.